Would you dare to try a gourmet dish made with cockroaches? Sounds like something out of a crazy challenge, right? But today, we're taking things to a whole new level. We're turning these little creatures into actual delicacies worthy of fine dining. Visually stunning, surprisingly tasty, and yes, sustainable. And the best part? You'll get to see everything, from the prep to the tasting, and uncover the secrets that make cockroaches the stars of such sophisticated dishes. Get ready, because today you'll learn how to turn the unusual into something extraordinary. Let's get cooking. Why cockroaches? And why turn them into gourmet cuisine? It might sound strange, but before we start cooking, let me share something fascinating. In countries like Thailand and Mexico, insects have been part of traditional cuisine for centuries. And now, entomophagy, eating insects, is gaining ground in modern gastronomy. But why? Insects, like cockroaches, are an amazing source of protein. They're packed with nutrients and have a much smaller environmental impact than traditional meats like beef. While a cow uses tons of water and releases large amounts of CO2, a cockroach raised for human consumption is incredibly efficient and sustainable. Thought they were just survivors? Turns out, they can help save the planet too. Plus, some species, like the Madagascar hissing cockroach, are raised in clean, controlled environments for safety. And here's the surprising part. They have a neutral, versatile flavor, making them perfect for creative and sophisticated recipes. Today, we're breaking taboos and proving that cockroaches can shine in dishes that balance flavor, texture, and innovation. Let's start with something simple yet impressive. A cockroach tartare with fresh herbs, bringing a touch of fine dining to the very first bite. All right, it's time to get our hands dirty, or maybe not so dirty, with some cockroaches. Our appetizer today is cockroach tartare with fresh herbs. This dish isn't just about looking fancy. It's a light, refreshing combination of flavors that will surprise even the biggest skeptics. Let's start by introducing our main ingredients: edible cockroaches, raised specifically for human consumption, and a selection of fresh herbs like parsley and chives to add a nice aroma and visual appeal to the dish. First, we clean our cockroaches thoroughly. Even though they're raised in safe, controlled environments, we go through an extra process of washing and drying them to ensure everything is perfect. After all, this is gourmet cooking. Now, on to the prep. We finely chop the herbs and mix them with extra virgin olive oil, fresh lemon juice, and a pinch of black pepper. The cockroaches, which we've toasted beforehand to enhance their texture, are cut into small pieces and blended into the mix. What we get is a tartare that's vibrant, fresh, and full of flavor. To finish, we serve the tartare on delicate toast slices, garnish it with a fresh herb leaf, and voila! This isn't just a dish. It's an experience that challenges conventions and elevates cockroaches to gourmet status. After a light and sophisticated appetizer, it's time to level up with a main course that's all about creamy textures and crispy surprises. Mushroom risotto with crispy cockroach crumbs. This is the kind of dish that's as impressive to look at as it is to taste. We start by sautéing onion and garlic in olive oil until their aroma fills the kitchen. Next, we add arborio rice and deglaze it with white wine, allowing the flavors to deepen as the alcohol cooks off. Slowly, we add warm vegetable broth, stirring continuously to achieve that signature creamy texture of a good risotto. Meanwhile, we prep the mushrooms. They're sliced thinly and sautéed separately with butter and fresh herbs, keeping their texture intact and enhancing their earthy flavor. A perfect match for the risotto. Now for the most intriguing part, the crispy cockroach crumbs. The cockroaches, pre-toasted to perfection, are lightly crushed and mixed with dried herbs and a pinch of salt, creating a crunchy topping that adds a whole new dimension to the dish. To finish, we combine the sautéed mushrooms with the creamy risotto, plate it beautifully, and sprinkle a generous layer of cockroach crumbs on top. A sprig of fresh thyme adds the final touch. This dish is a true masterpiece of bold flavors and perfect balance. It's both daring and delightful. after such a rich and flavorful main course, how about ending the meal with a dessert that's as bold as it is delicious? We're making a dark chocolate ganache with caramelized cockroaches, a surprising combination that's sure to amaze even the pickiest eaters. We'll start with the ganache. In a saucepan, we heat coconut cream until it's warm but not boiling. Then, we add pieces of high-quality dark chocolate and stir slowly until the mixture becomes smooth, shiny, and silky. Once the ganache is ready, we let it rest while we move on to the star of the dessert, the caramelized cockroaches. For the caramel, we melt brown sugar in a skillet until it turns a perfect golden color. Carefully, we dip the cleaned cockroaches into the caramel, coating them with a thin, crunchy layer. To give it that special touch, we sprinkle a little sea salt, creating an irresistible sweet and salty contrast. When it's time to plate, the ganache is served in small bowls or on individual plates, topped with the caramelized cockroaches placed delicately on top. A fresh mint leaf is added for a pop of color and freshness. This dessert perfectly combines the bitterness of chocolate, the sweetness of caramel, and the unique crunch of the cockroaches. A treat that redefines boldness in gourmet dining. Now that all the dishes are ready and beautifully plated, it's time for the moment we've all been waiting for, the tasting. Let's see if cockroaches really have what it takes to shine in gourmet cuisine. First up is the cockroach tartare with fresh herbs. The first thing you notice is how it looks. The shine of the olive oil, the finely chopped fresh herbs, and the toasted cockroach pieces come together in a refined and flawless presentation. When you taste it, the freshness of the herbs stands out, and the light crunch of the cockroaches adds an unexpected but delightful texture. It's a starter that surprises with its balance and lightness. Next, we have the mushroom risotto with crispy cockroach crumble. The aromas alone are impressive. The earthy scent of sautéed mushrooms paired with the herbal notes of the crumble. When you taste it, the creaminess of the risotto is perfectly contrasted by the crispy crumble, which adds a slightly nutty flavor. This dish strikes the perfect balance between comfort and sophistication. And finally, the dessert, dark chocolate ganache with caramelized cockroaches. The classic balance of bitter dark chocolate and sweet caramel gets a unique twist with the addition of caramelized cockroaches. Their crunch paired with the creamy ganache creates an unexpected yet delightful texture, closing the menu with a daring touch. Each dish told a story and showed that cockroaches can break stereotypes and reinvent themselves as stars of gourmet dining. Now the big question is, would you be brave enough to try these dishes? After trying the freshness of the tartare, the creaminess of the risotto, and the surprising sweetness of the ganache, we've reached the end of this unique food journey. But this experience is about more than just taste. It's a chance to rethink what we eat and challenge the taboos we've grown up with. In many cultures around the world, insects have been part of traditional meals for centuries. And now, science is showing us that they're a sustainable, nutritious, and affordable option. It's time to reconsider how these tiny creatures can fit into our diets. Ingredients like cockroaches aren't just edible. With creativity and an open mind, they can be the stars of sophisticated dishes. Today, we proved that the unusual can become extraordinary. Each dish told a story and revealed unexpected possibilities. Now, the big question is, would you take the challenge and try these creations? If you enjoyed this experience, don't forget to like the video, comment on which dish you'd be brave enough to try, and, of course, subscribe to the channel. This was just a small taste of the fascinating world of cockroaches.